Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dad of All Trades podcast. I'm your host, Isaac. Um, it's been a while since I've recorded one. I did my first one, I don't know, weeks and weeks ago. I feel like forever now. But I'm sitting here. It's late in the afternoon. I was last night thinking to record this early in the morning before work started, but that didn't work out. So I'm here, um, you know, kind of at the end, towards the end of a work day. Excuse me. And just kind of waiting for some information for a project that I'm helping out with today. So I don't know if I talked much about what I do for work in my last podcast, but I do. I'm a controls engineer for a company that does like automation and integration for different conveyor systems and logistics companies. Um, all the big logistics companies out there. You can use your imagination to figure out who they are. But so that's what I do for work. But I was struggling today with trying to get motivation to work out, and didn't sleep that well last night. So I took a bunch of stuff to help me stay awake, give me energy. I'm on this medication called New Vigil, which is supposed to be like a wakefulness drug that I get from my sleep doctor because I got sleep apnea. So New Vigil is something that helps people with sleep apnea if they can't seem to stay awake and focus on work. So I took that. I took my normal espresso, double shot espresso in the morning. Got another instant mushroom coffee later in the day. Took my multivitamin. I took a bunch of stuff to try to give me some energy and motivation, and all it's done is give me a light headache. So I'm just like, man, I need to work out, but I got stuck here in front of my computer for longer than I usually. It's like 5:30 p.m. right now. Usually I finish a little bit earlier than this, but just waiting on some information. So I figured I'd record this since it's been so long, and I've been wanting to record the second one for quite a while. But man, I'm like trying to figure out what to do for just some workouts. So I've got some. I just had a MRI. A couple weeks ago, and they told me I have a herniated disc in my L5S1 in my lumbar spine, but they found that I have a bulging disc in my neck. I think it's like, I don't know, C4, C5 or C5, C6. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But that explains a lot because I've been having a lot of issues with muscle tension and tendon, strain, any kind of like extra activity that I do, twist my neck or whatever. It was pretty bad for a while, but you know how like if you get a lot of pain, you just kind of get used to it over time, and it's kind of like that old saying, if you put a frog in boiling water, it's going to jump out, but if you put a frog in cold water and then turn on the fire, it's just going to boil to death as the water heats up. So that's kind of, I think, what was happening to me with the back and neck pain, especially the neck pain, because I feel like back pain, you can take stuff and you can kind of stretch it. You can hang upside down and it'll stretch your back, but your neck, it's a lot more difficult and it's more fragile, I feel like. So I have a traction device where you put on your neck, it's kind of like a neck pillow. You pump it up with air and stretches your neck. But even that thing is kind of dangerous, really, if you inflate it too much or whatever. So yeah, just trying to figure out what to do for my next workout. I have a heavy bag in my basement gym, so maybe I'll do just 10-15 minutes of bag drills or just something. I gotta do something, because my job requires a lot of in front of the computer, looking at screens. I got 2 monitors. Sometimes I run 3, just depending on what I'm doing, bouncing back and forth from job site to job site, trying to fix problems or whatever. So, you got to get moving. You got to move your body somewhere. I do like to mountain bike, but if you try to go to a mountain bike park or a trail, you gotta put the bike on your car and get over there. It's just more energy. It's not something that I can do every day. So having a home gym is definitely nice to have, but I just struggle with the uh, I guess motivation to just start, because once you start, you kind of get a groove. And there are some days where you start but you struggle, I guess, but um oop, sorry about that. My work phone's buzzing. Scam call. Sorry about that. Anyway, um yeah, the audio, I don't know what to do about the audio for this podcast. If any of you have some recommendations for software, I'm just running Audacity because I had Adobe, what's it called, whatever, the uh, Adobe Audition. I had a trial, but the trial expired, and um, so I'm just running Audacity. But every time I bump the table or something, it shakes the mic and it doesn't sound good. I know I can get a like a dampener to put on the mic, but I'm trying to keep it low cost right now as I'm building up episodes for this podcast. But yeah, so I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the podcast. Like, what do I want to do? Like themed episodes, and I think for for this one, I think I wanted to talk more about motivation and kind of fighting through, uh, finding motivation for certain things. And one thing I thought about last night while I was falling asleep is is you know I thought about having a motivation of thinking about, oh, to I've got people to take care of, and they depend on me, meaning my children, my wife. So if I feel like I can't do something like work out, I have to think, man, they depend on me. I need my body to work well for as long as I can. I need to function well. I need to be able to produce results every day, and so that when my family needs me, God forbid, like something happens, like something bad happens, and I got to be ready to go, or um, anything like that. My body needs to be ready to go, and that's something that I thought about. Where when I feel a lack of motivation, to try to remember like one phrase, because I like to remember just a phrase. It helps, I think, um, where you just remember, you know, they depend on me. Like maybe that's a phrase, or maybe it's something like, um, they need me. Like there's another phrase. I don't know, but a lot of times you can watch tons and tons of videos online on YouTube about how to get motivated. You can watch I used to watch motivational videos of just giant dudes working out like bodybuilders. Watch Ronnie Coleman lifting. Watch Schwarzenegger, or watch some of my more modern favorites like Lee Priest, or um, any of those guys. And then it would switch from that to like Dragon Ball Z episodes, and that's what I used to do to get motivated. But now, when you have a lot of responsibilities, when you're not only responsible for yourself anymore, I think you need more. You need something deeper. You can't just watch a video of a guy squatting 800 pounds and then be like, yeah, I'm ready to go. You gotta kind of find some other ways to stay motivated, and that's kind of something I'm working on right now with myself, among a lot of other things. One of them is journaling. I was just talking to my wife today about, because she does bullet journaling. English is tough, and I'm trying to get into it because she bought me a bullet journal, which is it's basically just pages with dots, like little gray dots on it. And so I'm working on getting back into that, trying to write down my daily plans, like what I want to accomplish, and because like week after week, you kind of don't remember what to do or what you have in front of you for the day or for the week. So I need to work on that, especially with my classes starting up. Oh yeah, I just finished my summer session. Summer session went pretty good. You know, I had a little bit of a um, tough scheduling at the end of the last class I took, but the professor helped me out with the last paper, so I was able to get through with a 97 on my summer class. So I only took one summer class this time because of the cost, and yeah, so I got another class starting up. I guess I'm recording this now. Today is Monday the 15th. So next, my first session of the fall starts on the 18th, which is Thursday. Um, so they kind of posted the syllabi and all that today. So I'm looking into that. I already got to buy a couple books, which I hate doing that. Why can't they just give you take what you need from the book and just put it in a PDF, Like the professor didn't write the book. They have no like financial interest. Why do I got to buy the book? Like one of them is a Kindle edition, so I can rent it for like $15. But the other one, I got to get a paperback and then have it shipped, and then you got to rent it and then send it back. Like, come on, man. Just, just give me the PDF. I like classes when they do that, or they're like, you don't need a book. Everything's in the Canvas. Just do that. I mean, why do I got to buy a book anyway? I know I'm like complaining about it. People used to buy $250 books for each class, including me when I first started college, but it's like there's better ways to do it, But anyway, so yeah, just motivation. Um, Struggling to get going on something just to start, and once you start, you just need just a little spark, And so that's what I'm working on this week, is finding the motivation. We're trying out. My wife and I are doing like a keto or low carb. It's not really pure keto. It's more of a low carb, low sugar, where we're basically cutting out as many carbs as we can and as much sugar as we can. And so that's kind of been a little bit of a struggle trying to find a good groove on day to day, and especially when you have to feed kids, I feel like um, you you can get in trouble with the different diets, because whatever you're eating, your kids are going to eat, right? Um, so that's something we're working on too, is fixing our diets and just trying to give as much healthy input to our bodies as we can. So, yeah, still haven't gotten a response from work. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know what to do with this podcast. I mean, it would be cool. It would be cool to have people to talk to. Like I've told, there might be some family members listening to this, cousins and brothers that I've told about the podcast. Which, if you're listening, what's up? Thanks for checking it out. So it would be cool to like have a conversation and then record it. Like there's a podcast that Bill Burr does with that he or did with Paul. I don't know if they still do it. It's called Anything Better with Bill Burr and Paul Verzi, where they both live in different states, but they still record a podcast like remotely, I guess through Zoom. I'm not really sure how they like what software they use. It'd be interesting to find out. But it would be cool if I could do one with like one of my cousins or with my brother, or both or all my brothers. It would be cool. But I guess we're not used to having long form conversations that are not recorded, let alone recording them. You watch all these comedians and celebrities do podcasts, and you think, oh, they're just talking. But these people have been, practicing that craft for so many years, talking on stage and talking in front of a lot of people, or even acting, like Bill Burr's case. So it's not easy for the common man to get started. But I noticed that, like right now, I've been recording for I don't know, almost 15 minutes, and I'm starting to get a groove into just talking into the ether. I feel like I'm just talking into a cloud, but that's really what it is. But I want to plan on doing one of these maybe once a week. I think once a week would be cool. I mean, that's what I originally planned on, and I said that in the first podcast, but you know how it is, just trying to struggle with it, with getting started. Um, so yeah, I'm that's what I'm working on this week, and hopefully I'll do another more interesting one next week. But thank you guys for listening, and um, if you have any recommendations or you want me to talk about something more, like, I don't know, more about my life or something like that, shoot me an email. My email's in the RSS feed, so you should see it there. Anyway, thanks for listening, and talk to you next week, I guess. Take care.